our show. Don't you worry. We're having a conversation over here.
Let it breathe. All right, it is time to put our money where our mouths are. Welcome, people on Facebook Live. Hello to the Sims and Lefkoe podcast universe. Sims, welcome.
What up?
Sims is going to Notre Dame again, so you're going to have a busy week.
Yeah.
I am going to the Jets-Bills game tonight.
That's awesome.
And I am doing two things.
Right.
I am rooting for Bilal Powell for my
Right.
fantasy team.
Right.
And I'm drinking a lot of beer.
Oh, drink a lot of beer. Become one of the Jet fans. Will you get involved in a Jets chant? That's what I would like to know.
No, I want to be on a Bills chant. I am Team Bills right now.
Okay, that's cool.
I've been rooting for the Bills all year.
You need to join in on one Jets chant. It's worth it.
Jets,
Even
Jets,
I've
Jets.
done that, and I grew up in a Giants household.
The only letters that I'm spelling, there's
Yeah.
6. E-A-G-L-E-S. I ain't chanting 4. What am I? Hey!
I'm wearing green again because I'm the resident Eagle fan here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, but I really like the Bills. We're going to get to that in a second.
Yeah.
We'll do the Thursday night game. But first, let us take a look at how we did last week. And guess what? Oh, yes, the Mush has got himself a run. Lefkoe and Sims both went 7-6 this week. Hey, Sims, look, we got new pictures.
Holy cow, they picked a great one.
Sims still has a 3-pick lead, but
Is your head in 3D there, or what?
Sims made $20 last week.
Woo!
I made $620 last week, and I now have an $800 lead on Sims. Huge week.
Yeah, you do.
I went up $800 on you.
Damn.
The Minnesota pick, I made $400 in
Good
London.
job by you.
I got Pittsburgh for $230 over Detroit. I got Dallas for $200 over Washington.
Right.
Those were my 3 big pits that hit.
man.
I didn't get New Orleans. And I got,
this is why
I got
I
100
can't-
on Buffalo.
I can't bet.
You bet your 4 big games.
Yes.
$300 last week.
Right.
You
Hit with the Texans.
You hit with the Texans,
Right.
and you hit with another
Carolina
team.
Panthers.
Carolina Panthers.
Right.
And then you almost got New England, LA Chargers.
Right, but
and that backfired. And then you went Denver on Monday night.
Yeah, and that backfired too.
It upsets me how much I root against your picks.
It's okay.
I'm like at home and like Marcus Peters.
Well, I
I'm
checked
going,
into the-
fuck Sims.
Yeah.
Yeah. My girlfriend's like, what did he do? And I'm like, I just want him to lose.
I know. I need to figure out. I don't know your bets on Sunday because I text you at times to ask you how much money you put on that, and I could tell you were very excited that New England covered in that game when we were texting.
I was so excited.
You're such a jerk.
Sean Edward, for once, you guys finally made me money. 2 more weeks in a row. We can call that a winning streak. Thanks, homies.
Woo, woo.
All the reports.
Well, I want to know, what did he bet on, though? What's the one you
True.
bet on? What made you money? Please reply.
And then Lisa Matthews says, hopefully Sims did better math this week. Actually, Sims bet, we're only supposed to bet $1,300 this week. Sims bet $1,380. So we had to go back and fix it, but we double checked his math. Apparently the producers are telling me we have never disagreed more.
Right.
So I'm very excited.
Me
Let's
too.
start off first, Thursday Night Football.
You
Buffalo.
won the Cowboys game last week,
Yes.
and then the Lions game?
I know, I didn't deserve either of that. I didn't deserve either.
That's why I can't bet.
This game is interesting. Dan, look at the bicep on Tyrod Taylor in that photo.
That is legit.
Bills are 5-2. Jets are 3-5. Jets are coming off a rainy loss to the Falcons that if Catanzaro could hit some field goals, they might have actually won. Tyrod Taylor beat up the Raiders, and the running game is back for the Buffalo Bills. They are favored by 3. I don't put a lot of money on Thursday night games just because I have been screwed over multiple times this season, and I'm going Buffalo for $10. I wrote down all my reasonings this week, so I didn't have any brain farts.
Great.
I think that, number one, the Jets have allowed a lot of big rushing games. They've allowed 6 100-yard rushing games this year.
Right.
And Buffalo is actually 4-0 when they have run for more than 100 yards. Buffalo, the last 2 weeks, is averaging almost 170 rushing yards a game.
Yeah, they're going to run it.
When I looked at the injury report, I don't know if Mo Wilkerson's going to play. I don't think Maurice Claiborne is going to play. Both, and Brandon Shell is out. Just some big injuries that I don't see for Buffalo. In the end, it's Tyrod Taylor versus Josh McCown, and I think Josh McCown has been very good for Josh McCown.
Right.
But I think Tyrod has been really, really good. And I don't think Kelvin Benjamin's going to have a huge game. He might catch a fade touchdown in the end zone. But I think that there is a morality bump, a morale bump that comes with Kelvin Benjamin. I think Buffalo has been sellers for a year and a half, from Ronald Darby to Sammy Watkins to Marcel Darius, and they've been winning despite that. And then on Tuesday, in a short week, they decide, you know what? We're going to make a run for it. We're going to get Kelvin Benjamin. Kelvin Benjamin, to me, is a true walk off the bus, holy crap guy.
He is.
And I think when he walks into that locker room, even if he doesn't play a lot, they're going to look at each other and go, oh shit, we're making a run.
Yeah.
I think there's a confidence boost there, and I think on a short week, that'll push right through.
Yeah, I agree with you on a lot of those things.
Fuck yeah,
certainly.
Lefkoe. Way to kill it, bro.
Hey, Buffalo's good. Okay, rush me into my pick then. Buffalo, $10. Okay. I mean, what a jerk. Okay, but I'm picking Buffalo to win the game 20-17. I almost went hard here. I almost went Buffalo kind of strong. Yeah. First of all, there's three things that jump out to me.
Though.
You hit on a lot of the good points, and you're right. I mean, it's McCown versus Tyrod Taylor. Yeah. It's Bilal Powell versus LaShawn. You have Bilal Powell in fantasy? Oh, you're screwed. I mean, this run defense is legit. He's not
I know. Yeah, he's my flex. You don't even know what a flex is.
All right.
I'm just looking for like a freak touchdown.
That's a flex right there. Bam. Okay. But other than that, like we said, heavy hitter. But the biggest thing is that I take two things from this game. The Bills, they know who they are as a team. They're one of the few teams in football that truly has an identity. They know the way they want to play the game, and this is what we are as a complete football team. Offense and defense, they kind of mesh together perfectly under Sean McDermott. Other thing I'll talk about, I mean, you can't score points against the Buffalo Bills. They are one of the ultimate bend, don't break defenses in football. And just so I have that shirt, they're the #2 scoring defense in the game. So I have a hard time thinking McCown's going to go down the field and score touchdowns on them. And then the most important thing is they lead the league in turnover margin.
Yep, they're plus 14, and the Jets are -1.
Exactly
so
right.
15
so there you go. We're talking about a matchup that's very even in a lot of ways, except there's LaShawn McCoy and Tyrod Taylor on one side, and a team that takes the ball away, and then another team that turns it over. So that's why it's easy.
So you picked 20-17?
20-17.
So technically you're picking a push.
I am pushing, yeah, but I went Bills. But I wanted to go Bills here. Just Thursday night scared me.
That's my thing.
It scares it.
All right, let's move to Sunday at 1 o'clock. Guess what, Sims?
What?
No more London games, so I don't have to roll out of bed and go, oh, crap, the Browns are playing. Let's go to the 1 o'clock games. Very interesting. The team that traded Kelvin Benjamin, Atlanta at Carolina.
Wow.
A lot of people didn't know what they were doing with Kelvin Benjamin. We're going to find out. Carolina's 5-3, Atlanta's 4-3. Carolina just beat up the Bucs. Speaking of biceps, holy Christian McCaffrey. Julio Jones and the Falcons outlasted the New York Jets.
Did I ever tell you what his mom used to wear to Giants games?
You're talking about Christian McCaffrey's mom, Ed McCaffrey's wife.
Ed McCaffrey. So Ed McCaffrey.
What would she wear?
She would wear a shirt that said, of course it was the New York Giants, it would say, Ed is a giant in more ways than one.
Stop.
She's so cool, yeah. The McCaffreys are cool people. I didn't know him yet.
Find you someone that wears shirts that support you like that.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Carolina is favored by 1 here. I don't remember my bets.
Oh, I mean, good thing you wrote it down.
I didn't write the
numbers. Good thing you put your money where your mouth is.
It's okay, Sims, because I think I put some good cash on this one. $100 on the Carolina Panthers. And you might be thinking, Adam, I mean, Kelvin Benjamin, what the hell? And you could take Atlanta and actually get a point. My thing, though, is there's a few points here. Number one, I firmly believe that I thought about it last night. Losing Kelvin Benjamin will be really good for the Carolina Panthers offense. How is that possible, you may ask?
How is that possible?
You go back to that 15-1 team. Do you remember who the wide receivers were for the Carolina Panthers? Ted Ginn Jr., Philly Brown, and a rookie, Devin Funchess.
Right.
I think that Carolina needs to spread teams out for this running game to work. I think that Cam Newton needs more room in passing lanes. And I think when Kelvin Benjamin's on the field, can he box people out and win you some balls? Sure. But you know what he's not going to do? Make the cornerback get 5 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Because when Cam Newton hits that 6-step drop, Kelvin Benjamin is a maximum of 15 yards away. He creates no separation. The other thing, this is the first NFC South game for the Atlanta Falcons. And divisional games are different, and they haven't felt that yet.
Yeah.
The other thing, I trust Carolina's defense immensely. And I think Atlanta is not going to be doing anything. I think Devontae Freeman is banged up, and I think the Carolina Panthers are really going to make it tough. I think that this is an emotional Carolina game where they're going to go out there and Ron Rivera is going to say, I know we just traded Kelvin, but we're a better team. Let's do this. And I think the defense wins then this game.
Yeah, it's a good one, but this is one that it popped up to me. And come on, you've been rushing me already.
Wow, I'm so excited.
Yep. So this is our
Talk
big one.
about it.
Yeah.
So do you disagree with me? Do you like?
Yeah. I mean,
do that again.
I don't know what I can't make a falcon noise. I'm not good at that one. Sounds like a bat. Regardless, yes. First of all, Carolina's favored by 1. I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to win the football game. I'm picking them to win 23-20.
Wow.
This is what scares me, and I could be wrong here, but Carolina, yes, their defense is very good. We know that for sure. But the problem I have is when they've played good offenses this year, they haven't really stopped them. I mean, the Patriots put up 33, the Saints put up 34, the Lions put up 27 or 24, excuse me. And
in like the last 2 minutes.
Right, yeah, but regardless.
Just saying.
But just saying also, I think that Seattle really matches up with Carolina. Seattle's strength.
Seattle's not playing.
I mean, Carolina. Atlanta matches up really well with Carolina.
I'm so confident now that you can't get
Carolina's D-line is, of course, their greatest thing they have on their football team. Atlanta's O-line's good. They're not going to just push them around. And I think with the weapons that Atlanta has on the offensive side of the football, their ability to run it, I think they're going to be able to run it enough. And yes, I still think that they're a good offense in general. Now, they're not the offense from last year. I understand that. But the big thing I really look at is I don't have any faith in Carolina's offense to really move the ball consistently in Atlanta.
Curtis Samuel's about to explode.
So, I mean, listen, that would be great because I like Curtis Samuel and I like him coming out of the draft. But I think that's where I look at it, and I still think this Atlanta defense is good. And I look at Carolina going, the offense doesn't have a lot to it. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball on the Atlanta Falcons. And, I mean, Carolina has a hard time throwing the ball in general every week. So I just don't see it.
You don't seem as confident because of my breakdown. You
no,
liked my breakdown.
I don't.
Did you like my breakdown?
It was good. I mean, I don't know. You talked about the spread with Calvin Benjamin. I don't know what the hell you were saying, so I kind of just blocked it out. Because
but you don't seem that confident for a guy that just bet $500 in the Falcons.
I seem, why? Because I stumbled and said Seattle by accident? Holy crap. I mean, next time you stumble, watch out. You're done, okay?
But you feel really confident Atlanta's
I think Atlanta's the better football team right
Carolina.
now. I mean, even last week, it's just concerning to me the way Carolina played when I watched them on film. Yes, they won the football game, but man, there was Tampa self-inflicted wounds, made some mistakes. I don't think Atlanta's going to do that. I think Atlanta's still a good football team. I just don't think they're the team last year, but they're still good, and I'm going to pick them.
Amy Fitzgerald Rooney said that we were freaking out our cats with our Falcons calls.
I know how to do cat sounds.
Yeah, you want to do one more?
Nah, it's okay.
Okay.
It's his this week. I don't have that. I'm not on that team.
Indianapolis versus Houston. It is the biggest line of the week.
Right.
Nope, that's not the game we're doing next. We're doing Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
$600 swing right there with my Falcons win.
We got a little razzmatazz if we're down there on Bourbon Street. New Orleans got the second offense in the NFL. Tampa Bay has the fourth. Saints have won 5 in a row. Tampa Bay has lost 4 in a row. They're going opposite ways. Sean Payton could be a coach of the year. Dirk Cutter might be on the cutting room floor. Yeah!
Yeah.
And the Saints are favored by 7. Sims, you ready for me?
Yep.
I am going to go $200 on the New Orleans Saints.
Good for you.
I was very tempted to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because I thought this is a desperate team. They've lost 4 in a row. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can't get pressure at all on the quarterback. And I'm just a firm believer that when Drew Brees has time in the pocket with all of those weapons, Mark Ingram pissed from fumbling twice, Alvin Kamara looking like one of the best young running backs not named Kareem Hunt, wide receivers healthy, Willie Snead back. That defense, that air defense, pass defense by the Saints has been unbelievable. Your man Marcus Lattimore just won NFC Rookie of the Month.
Hey, he's legit.
And him versus Mike Evans should be a hell of a matchup to watch. I think that the Saints should be able to run on Tampa Bay at home, and this is where it came down to. I was going to pick Tampa Bay, and then I thought, so last week the Saints were at home and were favored by 9 over the Bears. Now they're at home and they're favored by 7 over the Bucs.
Yeah.
That's funny because I think the Bears are 2 points better than the Bucs. So I have to bet less points. Fuck that. $200 on the New Orleans Saints.
You lost me at hello. I don't know what the hell you said there.
Perfect.
Your reasoning's pretty good. I am going with the Saints.
Okay.
For only $10. I just got scared a little bit because of the desperation of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Also, the injuries on the Saints O-line. I just didn't know where it was at, so I kind of chickened out there. I do think
have 3 injuries.
I mean, I think the way you said it really does break it down. I picked the Saints to win the game 31-21, so that, of course, would be covering the spread.
Hey, now.
Yeah, but I do worry just about, you know, again, am I sold on this fact that the Saints are just this absolute shutdown defense? No, I'm not there yet. I think they're playing really well, and it just scares me that, like I said, Jameis, Deshaun, all them could maybe get it going here, and I really just chickened out from betting it in general. The Saints are clearly the better football team. I clearly expect them to win the game. I just chickened out with the 7 points.
I'm excited. You know what? The Saints have been a team that...
Would you bet on that?
I bet 200.
200.
Yeah, I trust the Saints and the Bucs. If Jameis is banged up and all over the place, I just don't trust them at all in any phase of the game right now. And I think the Saints are clicking. They're motivated, and they even though the Bears, it really was closer than the game allowed. The Saints still played really well.
Yes. They really played the perfect way. I think the
People
Saints
are just sleeping on the Bears so much, it's crazy.
Yes, they got to realize that the Bears can just literally fuck games up with their front seven.
And I think the Saints are a lot tougher than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Saints are one of the it's funny you're bringing this up. I've had this conversation with my dad during the week. The Saints don't get enough credit for the physicality in which they play. It has something to do with the uniform. I don't know if it's the Saints emblem with the gold helmet or whatever it is. But I mean, they're one of my favorite teams to watch on a week-to-week basis because they go out and kill people physically.
It's because they've always been the Drew Brees 3-step drop-off. You could always beat up their wide receivers. They always had a soft defense. Even when it was good, it was small.
Yeah, it's not that way anymore.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one. Denver. Philadelphia. 8-point spread. The Eagles, the best team in the NFL, 7-1, taking on the Broncos, who are 3-4. Eagles
good thing you guys put Trevor Siemian on that graphic. He's starting this week.
Brock Osweiler gets the start for the Denver Broncos, but really, all eyes will be on Carson Wentz and the Eagles offense that now has Jay Ajayi against the #1 defense in the NFL that week in and week out plays winning football, and their offense and special teams just shit the bed every week.
Pretty much.
I will do my bet, which is $10 for the Denver Broncos, because I have a responsibility as a mush to always bet against the Philadelphia Eagles to make sure that I don't jinx the best team in football. $10. On the road to victory. Do you like this song?
I do like this song.
Do you know the words?
No.
Score a touchdown, 1, 2,
3.
No, 1. And, okay, we can cut this off. It's too much. I will do my part to bet against them. Let me see what I wrote down to actually break down. It's Brock Osweiler.
Yeah.
It's 1 o'clock in the East Coast for a West Coast team. I believe that the Eagles.
In Mountain Time Zone.
Then it's whatever
11.
it is. It'll be 11 o'clock.
Right.
I think the Eagles defense is going to feast. I think that'll be the really fun time, is to see Fletcher Cox destroying Brock Osweiler. And then I also think that the Broncos defense is incredible, and I think we're going to learn so much about the Eagles' future in this game.
Yeah.
Because I think this is the biggest test they're going to get all year.
Right.
And I think that it's amazing that they get to face Brock Osweiler.
Yeah.
But we're going to learn about Hali Vali Vaitai. We're going to learn about Jason. We're going to learn about Jason Kelsey.
Right.
And how he does against those defensive tackles.
Right.
And we're going to see how good Lane Johnson is.
Sure.
Because he's going to be up for a contract soon.
Yeah.
And I want to see how he does against Von Miller.
Well, he's good. There's no denying that. And I think your Eagles win this game all the way, but I am going $200 on the Broncos.
Wow.
Yeah, I just, listen, I'm going to ride the Broncos bandwagon. They took him out of there, baby. He's out. Trevor Siemian, 8K Aaron Rodgers, confusion is out.
200, huh?
They had to bench him, yes. I wanted to bet more. I just didn't trust. I don't trust the Broncos all the way. This was the one line that I looked at, and I just thought, wow, 8 points, okay. Now, my concern, of course, is the Broncos and their stupidity on a week-to-week basis with turnovers. The only thing I'm having faith in is Brock Osweiler. He played on a similar team like this with the Broncos in 2015. He threw 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He understood taking care of the football. I do think that'll play into it. I think you're going to get a desperate Broncos football team this week. I do think they really match up well with your offense, right?
I do too.
Yeah, like, I mean, they're going to be able to contain
There's no
Wentz.
wide receiver that's
There's no wide receiver. I would have a hard time thinking you consistently run.
They're matchup proof. They match up with every
They
offense.
really do, exactly. They match up. So, and then I look at I get scared of their offense versus your defense.
Oh, it's going to be incredible.
I don't think they're going to be able to do a whole lot, but I do think that they're close to being healthy on that offensive line in Denver, and it's pretty good. I mean, they ran for 170 yards last week in that game. I mean, that's
Did they really?
Yeah, against the Chiefs. They're legit running football team.
Ran all over the Cowboys.
And they can play that style of football
Yeah.
to where they can make the game ugly and then make it low scoring. I have a hard time thinking Philadelphia will beat them by more than 8.
There's part of me that thinks that if Jay Ajayi has a crazy game,
Yeah.
the city of Philadelphia is going to go into pandemonium.
Right.
Because at that point, if he runs well,
Crazy
on the
games are
Broncos-
coming. I just don't think it's coming
I don't
this
think
week.
it's this week.
Right.
I do think this is the reality check game,
Right.
and I'm happy that it's coming before the bye.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the Broncos game is a game where you need a break afterwards
Right.
to just heal.
20-16 is my pick. I'm picking the Eagles to win 20-16.
Umberto Pina Chandia says, "Hey, Adam Lefkoe, you have a Carson Wentz photo in your profile, and your bet is for Denver."
Yep.
Umberto, I am a mush. My bets have not been going well this year, and the one team I will not jinx is the Eagles. So I will bet against them every week and do my part to bring the city of Philadelphia the championship it so desperately needs and deserves.
Got a chance.
Let us go now to, I think, one of the most underlying great matchups of the week, Cincinnati at Jacksonville. Man, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, this was the worst matchup of all time. It is a 4-3 Jaguars team against a 3-4 Bengals team. The Bengals offense is 30th in the NFL. Again, we have to factor in those first few weeks. The defenses, though, the Bengals are 5th, the Jaguars are 6th, but they really should be first because they're incredible. And the Jaguars are favored by 4.5. First thing I thought was, man, 4.5 is a good amount of money.
Yeah.
For a good amount of points. And then I thought about Cincinnati. I always think they're underrated.
Yeah, they are.
But I'm going $100 on Jacksonville for a few reasons. Number one, I think the Bengals offense has nothing for this Jacksonville defense.
Right.
I think this is a weak offensive line. I think Andy Dalton is about to have A.J. Green on lock. I don't know what other weapons they're going to have. And I think the Jaguars defense after a bye is ready to absolutely kill people with Marcel Darius and all of that.
Yeah.
On the other side, and also, the Bengals were a mess offensively against the Colts.
Yeah.
The Colts.
Right.
And they couldn't do anything. They needed a touchdown.
Yeah, this is from their
a defensive
defense.
touchdown
Right.
to even be in the game. The Bengals have already faced a team built like the Jaguars,
Right.
the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they got run all over by Le'Veon Bell.
Right.
Leonard Fournette has had 2 weeks to heal. That's what the Jaguars are doing. The Bengals are going to do nothing on offense, and they are going to get pounded over and over again by Leonard Fournette. I think the most must-watch television, Leonard Fournette versus Vontaze Burfict. I think that is going to be an awesome matchup to watch. I think this is the week that the Jaguars really come out there and go, we're not going to keep winning and losing and winning and losing. We got this.
Yeah, the bye week hopefully took care of their loss week for them.
Exactly.
I'm going Jags. I'm going $10 only. I'm not going to trust it. First of all, this Cincinnati defense is good, so I just have a hard time thinking that Jacksonville is going to win the game by 5 points or more. I think that's what kind of scared me from that. Oh, and you know what? I'm wrong in what I did, but I'm going Jags 10. But let me just say this. I
You want to pick Cincinnati?
I really did because I picked the game 16-13. Like I would never bet on this game in general.
Right.
But I picked the Jags to win 16-13. So technically, I should be on my $10 for Cincinnati kick there, right?
But pick
regardless,
what are you doing? You're doing Jacksonville?
No, I'm going to go Cincinnati to cover. I'm going to go Cincinnati
All right,
to cover.
so we have
can I
official
switch that?
changing a bet.
Right.
Sims is going Cincinnati 10.
Typo.
Matt Canvasser. Right in
Typo.
there.
Thank you, Canvasser. My
I like
fault.
that when you make a mistake, it's, oh, let me fix that.
I can't
They
even
make a
add,
mistake.
so don't worry. But I think the big thing is I do have a hard time thinking that you're right on about Cincinnati's offense moving the ball against Jacksonville. If you can't run the ball against Jacksonville, you're in deep crap. And Cincinnati's not a good running team this year. So with that, you have a team that's going to go the Jacksonville Jaguars, all that talent against a really simple scheme in Cincinnati. I just think that's the type of offense, like you said, where this defense can feast on them.
Yes.
They have a Jalen Ramsey who can play A.J. Green.
Gosh, he's perfect.
Now, the other thing that scares me, though, is, you know, I understand, like you said, like Pittsburgh ran on Cincinnati, but Pittsburgh had to worry about a passing game. I mean, Cincinnati had to worry about a passing game there, where they don't have to worry about it quite as much with Bortles and company. So I just got scared that, you know, their defense could play really well, crowd the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
They have guys like William Jackson on the outside who can, Drake Kirkpatrick, who can play the Jaguar receivers man-to-man, and that's where I chickened out from going more money on.
You know what scared me a lot?
This is like, you're right, though. These two teams are going to kill each other.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, they are physical.
I was actually worried that Jacksonville was at home.
Right.
Because I feel like when they don't have any fans there, they actually play worse, and I think Jacksonville's actually better on the road.
Yeah.
But I also think the worst thing that could have happened to the Bengals was winning that game against the Colts for this game. Because you get a win.
Yeah, in an ugly way, and you kind of feel good about it. That does play into it. Complacency will set in, like, oh, yeah, we won, but in actuality, you won against a bad team and really didn't play that good.
I think they're going to come out flat.
Right.
Baltimore at Tennessee. Man, you and I have been disagreeing a lot. Let's see if it continues.
Damn.
What?
I just can't believe I didn't get through. I wrote Jags. I'm an idiot. I can't do this damn. I can't even fill out the sheet right.
Tennessee is favored by 4.5. Raiders have the 31st ranked offense and the 10th ranked defense. They win 40-0 against Miami on Thursday night. The Titans are coming off a bye, and Mariota should be healthy.
Yeah.
Sims. I went a little crazy here.
Right.
I didn't bet a lot of money, so don't think I went that crazy. But I went Baltimore for $10.
Okay.
The reason Crows. Tennessee has been a much better team at home. They beat up on Indy, Seattle. They were actually good in that loss to Oakland. Tennessee run offense and defense has actually been a lot better at home than on the road. They kind of get that going wherever they want. Baltimore is banged up. I don't like betting on a team that has a guy that looked like Joe Flacco did last week, and I'm super happy that he's okay. But I think that Baltimore has faced some really tough defenses thus far, and we really haven't talked about the teams they've faced. We talk about their ineptitude on offense, but, you know, they put up those points against Miami. Chicago's a really good defense. Jacksonville, Cincinnati, they faced a lot of good defenses, but we only talk about how their offense can't get going.
Yeah.
And I think that Baltimore is the toughest team that Tennessee has faced since Jacksonville. And I think that it's just one of those games where I'm not that high on Mariota. And Mike Wallace is back, and I'm just kind of looking at this. And this was a weird game where I felt weird about it, and I think that 4.5 is too much. Yeah. This is just a feel game for me, so I'm going $10.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't bet on this game if I had to bet real money at all. I'm going $10 for the Titans. Hey, at the end of the day, I just don't trust the Ravens. Their run defense with a week off of Tennessee, they're going to find a few creative ways. It could backfire, too. They might be off in their run game and their physicality and the O-line being low pads. But Mariota being healthy, I think they realize that they're going to have to continue to kind of push the bar because they realize the Texans are a good football team.
Do you think the Titans can run on the Ravens?
I do.
Brandon Williams and everybody healthy?
I do. I think they're going to be able to run on them to a degree. I really do. And you know, and your point about the Ravens' offense, it's valid, certainly. I mean, yes, they have played some great defenses, no doubt about it. But there's nothing I see in those games to give me hope.
Gotcha.
So
Not even like
that's
the
what
Jeremy
scares
Maclin
me.
catch.
Yeah, it just scares me. No, and that game was a little bit of a dumpster fire last week altogether.
They need a Mike Wallace 70-yard touchdown.
Yeah, pretty much.
To jumpstart it up.
Right. That's
You're not impressed. I think Alex Collins can run a little bit.
He can run. I do think he will as well. I just don't know if they'll be consistently able to drive the ball. It's going to be an ugly game. I picked the Titans to win 23-16. I think it's going to be very close, and I just picked like the Titans to have a late fourth quarter touchdown to kind of close out the deal.
All right. Yeah, that one is interesting. I just went a little different there to be different.
Well, yeah, it's only $10.
Indy at Houston. As I was saying before, this is the biggest line of the week. 12.5 for the Texans. Deshaun Watson has been an absolute incredible, the league needed him. With Odell and Aaron Rodgers being out, they needed someone to take the throne, and it's been Deshaun Watson.
It has.
The Colts have beaten the Niners and the Browns. And anybody else?
No, that's it. Two wins.
That's the 2 wins.
Right.
And other than that, they've been awful. 31st on defense, 28th on offense, 12.5 points. I really wanted to go Indy here. I have no points, but I'm putting $10 on Houston just because I would never touch this game. 12.5, I don't like it.
Yeah, I will. Let's be quick with it then. I mean, I put $10 on the Colts. I do. 12.5 is too much. The Texans defense, it's not as good as years past. The Colts, every week, sneaky move the ball and score points. So their offense is not the issue. I mean, Jacoby Brissett's not perfect. He does make a few mistakes.
He's playing well.
He's playing very well, especially when you consider the circumstances. He's really making a lot of plays, a lot of big-time throws. But at the end of the day, what really scares me is the Colts defense against the most explosive offense in the game right now. I mean, plain and simple. It's the Houston Texans with Deshaun Watson and his ability and everything he does. And like we heard my dad talk about on the podcast from yesterday, where he mentioned, I mean, when you watch the Texans on offense and what they're doing, they are doing some different stuff. They are really stressing out any defense they play against. You have to defend the whole field. I'm picking Houston to win the game 34-24.
So our guy Mike Kokonis has been shitting on my picks the entire show.
Good job, Mike.
And in response to this last pick, he said, "When's the last time?"
He's getting hot.
I'm not. No, this is just a question.
Yeah.
He goes, "When's the last time Houston won in Indy?" And my response was, "Did they have Deshaun Watson?"
Right.
I think there's this thing that I am now no longer subscribing
to. But Indy's
to.
at Houston.
Yeah, but my thing is, there's this whole, how does this team traditionally do against this other team? Right. And I get it. But to compare this Houston team to the Houston team of last year, they're such a different team. This Indy team is such a different team that I don't really subscribe to the Eagles haven't beat the Cowboys on the road on a Thursday night in the last 40 years. It's like, I'm not comparing Bubby Brister to Carson Wentz. They just feel different to me.
Oh, it's the NFL.
It just feels random statistics that are small sample sizes that I don't think are real.
The teams are different every year. You know, you got to remember that. With free agency, the coach is changing. Like, that's what I kind of laugh about with the Falcons thing. Is there Super Bowl hangover? Sure, to a degree. But I know they got a whole bunch of new players on their team that weren't there for the Super Bowl. They don't really give a shit. And you know what? Steve Sarkisian wasn't there either. He don't give a shit either. So it's not like, it's just, I'm just using it as an example.
Yeah.
It is. It's a different year every year in the NFL. You can't just carry over and go, oh, okay, listen, if there's like a lot of the main staples there and it's been like, let's say, you know, Belichick versus Adam Gase for years and years and they've had some of the core players there, then maybe there's some correlation. But you're right. This is no Andrew Luck. This is Deshaun Watson and a totally different team than what we've seen.
And then Robert Wong says, but you base your picks off of numbers mainly, Adam. I will say this. In the beginning of the year, I was looking at those frickin' trend things all the time.
You were. I was about to call you out and go, you used to do that.
Fucking sucked. Yeah. Because it's 12 of the last 2 to 14 times.
Yeah, well, they played on grass and they're...
Fuck that. Yeah. How I make my picks now is I literally sit there, I get into a good state of mind.
Yeah.
And then I look at the rosters, I look at the injury reports, and I go, what is this team going to try and do? What is this team going to try and do? How have they done the last few weeks? Let's take a look at it. I don't look at any of the numbers anymore. I'm having fun with this shit now. I have back-to-back weeks of kicking his ass in the money. Like, I've made like $1,500 on Sims. I feel fucking great. I look good. I smell good. I play good. I'm the Jerry Rice of picking games. Let's go to
you don't smell good or look good, but other than that, everything else is true. Yeah.
Okay.
Enum needs to have her eyes checked.
Whoa. Well, the F-bombs Lefkoe, says Ian Melberg. He even got himself a man. Let's go to the Rams at the Giants. Rams are favored by 3.5. The Giants are, 27th in offense, 27th in defense, 1-6. I mean, I would have thought they would have been the opposite. I thought they would have been like 5th in offense and defense with 6-1. The Rams are 9th in offense, 15th in defense, and they are coming off of a bye. And Todd Gurley is saying to himself right now, I'm about to put on a show in New York motherfucking City.
Hey, woo!
Woo, baby. I was going to go Giants.
Right.
And then I looked at the injury report, and I went, fuck that. Rams, $100.
Whoa.
I looked at the...
And no Janoris.
Ooh, hold on. Hear the new Ram sound.
Bah. 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 The Rams really bah? That sounds sheepish. I don't know if Rams really do that. I gotta throw the challenge flag on there. I'm gonna have to Google Nat Geo Wild to make sure.
Oh, Mike Kokonis is actually predicting something that's right, which I love. But here's my thing. The injury report, Pugh, Richburg, Olivier Vernon.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're this banged up still after a bye. And I thought to be in a bye, and then Janoris Jenkins, a former Ram, The week you're supposed to come back on Monday.
Yeah.
Dude doesn't come back till Tuesday and doesn't say shit until he walks in the building and goes, my bad about yesterday.
Right.
They have no respect for the head coach.
Doesn't seem like it.
In the week where, I mean, is Janoris Jenkins going to be more motivated to play than against his former team? I mean, it has to be that week.
No, well, he wasn't that motivated to get there for practice on Monday.
Aaron Donald is going to be rested against this defense.
Yeah.
So excited
Against this
for
offense.
Against this offense,
Right.
excuse me.
You're flustered.
I would have gone 300 or 400, but it's a bye-week post-London Rams team, and that kind of scared me.
Right.
But I'm just looking at this Rams team, and I'm going, man, I have trusted Sean. You're giving me Sean McVay against McAdoo.
Right.
You're giving me Aaron Donald against this offensive line.
Right.
You're giving me no Janoris
It's
Jenkins.
McVay versus Spagnuolo, but I get it. Go ahead. I know. I got you.
Just over, but you know,
Yes.
no, fuck that.
Yeah.
In terms of game situations,
Yes.
McVay has been great.
Yes, he has.
So I'm going 100 on the Rams. You're going Giants, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm going Rams. I'm going $10. Bah, $10 only. Because the biggest reason, hey, the Rams are the better football team. The bye week, yeah, sure, whatever. The bye week always scares me, but both teams had a bye week, so it actually equals out. But Spagnuolo is the one thing that scared me from wanting to bet a lot of money because he does know Sean McVay's offense a little because they're
right, you're right.
But also McVay knows Spagnuolo as well.
And does anyone really know McVay's offense?
No,
'Cause it's always changing.
That's where I was going with my point is that I don't care. 7 games they've played, they're 5-2. Every week I turn on the film, people are open everywhere against every defense. So it doesn't really matter. He's that creative, and then add to the fact that they have super talented roster on the offensive side of the ball. I'm still not in love with Jared Goff. I don't think he's a world beater. I don't think he's in the top half of the league as far as quarterbacks, but there's just so many completions that are served on a silver platter for him on a week-to-week basis with those weapons, with the run game. And then you're right. I mean, at the end of the day, come on. The Giants' offense sucks. It sucked with Odell Beckham Jr. He was the offense.
The only way you take advantage of the Rams is if Orleans Darkwa gets pounded like they did the Broncos.
Yeah, and that's not happening against
I don't think
this
it's
group.
happening either.
No, I chickened out. I only bet the $10, so it's 24-20 Rams is what I picked.
My big thing too was how bad did the Giants defense look against the Seahawks at the end of that game?
Yeah, well, they just
That's the unit that we've been relying on for them to really be a fighter. But I'm just not seeing it out.
Well, I get that. The one thing we have to take into account with that game is their defense was on the field like the whole game. That's the one thing. So the defense
well,
is
guess what? Todd Gurley's about to do
I know. It's a talent. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying we don't blame the defense totally. It's the ineptitude of the offense that's filtering over. 35 minutes to 24 minutes.
That's what's about to happen to the Cowboys.
Could be.
That Cowboys defense is about to get exhausted when they don't have Zeke doing 10-11. Give a what's up, bro, Migos to Tyler Webster.
What's up, bro, Migos?
I lived with Webster, 4 dudes.
What's up, bro, Montana?
In a 1-bedroom.
What's up, bro, Namath?
In Hermosa Beach, California.
What's up, Scarlet, bro, Hansen?
And I used to make my bets with him through his bookie.
What's up, bro, Paterno?
Ooh.
What's up, bro, White Shoes Johnson?
Yeah, you got one more?
What's up, Teddy Roosevelt? Thank you, Pierre from the camera team got me.
It looks like we got shocking news. Yep, breaking news.
Yep.
Andrew Luck out for the rest of the season after being placed on IR. Compliments of the Bleacher Report.
Sounded like it was going that way last week.
I want to say this real quick. All off season, all I heard from this Indianapolis Colts franchise is that don't worry, Andrew Luck is coming back. Jim Irsay practically made a guarantee. Pagano led us on for a long time.
Right.
But when you actually read the stories and said 2 weeks before the season, Andrew Luck still only throwing tennis balls. Andrew Luck still questioning rehab. I just want to say this for the Colts. As Sebastian Siratsky says, good move for the Colts. To the Colts, how dare you lead on those season ticket holders to have them continuously buy tickets in hopes that their quarterback, who you have put in harm's way for the last handful of years with no offensive line and no real semblance of weapons, that you would lead them on to believe that this guy was somehow going to come back and play. When all along your doctors were likely telling you he's months away from actually playing. Nobody wants to play more than Andrew Luck. And for that franchise to lead on their fan base like this, after all the crap that they've been put through time and time again with this awful GMing with Ryan Grigson and the crappy picks and the awful trades and the giving away of the future, I think it's shameful and I think it's hurtful to the league because Andrew Luck is a shining star that is evaporating before our eyes. I don't know if I can trust him again because the hurt you've put him through, and I think you lied to us. And I'd just like you to admit it. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Was I out of bounds?
There's two sides to that.
I'm just saying the Sixers did this to us with Joel Embiid.
I understand that.
And Andrew Bynum.
But
I'm not down for that
But
shit.
I've been in the situation where I've been I'm not saying I'm Andrew Luck, okay? I understand my career. But like the year after I lost my spleen, right? I'm coming back the next year. Now, you could be totally right. I'm just going to give you the other side of it just to go, it's wishful thinking that gets them in trouble. I don't know if they did it deliberately. They're hoping Andrew Luck's he'll be back some point this year. Usually the recovery time for that kind of injury takes, 6 to 8 months. He'll be back. Oh, we think we'll be back in a few weeks. And what they do is they don't ever want to realistically evaluate you. Like that's what happened to me when my spleen, when I lost. They kept going, oh, a few more weeks you'll be ready to go, right? Next week, next Wednesday, you think you'll be able to practice? And I want to be like, no, I'm fucked up. I can't throw. Can you give me some answers to what's wrong with me? And then I'll give you a timetable to what's going on. So that's where I just fall into it a little bit.
I understand.
But I do think there was probably some misleading as well to sell some tickets.
And I also want to say the fact that they brought in 4 quarterbacks to work out this week.
Right.
Tell me who's better than Colin Kaepernick. Matt Barkley.
Yeah. No, none of them are. Forget
Matt
it.
McGloin.
Of course not.
Josh Johnson.
Of course not.
Connor Shaw.
Of course not.
And that's where we'll move on.
But
let's go now to Washington at Seattle. The Seattle Seahawks are 7-point favorites. They have the 7th-ranked offense in the NFL. As the last few weeks, they've spread it out, abandoned the run, and now Dwayne Brown is in the fold. Can Dwayne Brown make the adjustment right away? Hell, man hasn't played for a year and then played the Seahawks last week, and he was absolutely fine.
It's amazing.
Sims, I'd like to tell you that this is one of my first and 2 big bets of the day.
Right.
Seattle Seahawks favored by 300. 300 points, $300 I'm putting on the Seattle Seahawks. And what I'm going to say here is this. If you thought the Giants injury report was bad, damn, that was a loud screech.
That was.
The Washington injury report is just as bad.
Right.
Their entire offensive line, all of their D-line, their linebackers.
But they think Trent Williams is going to play.
That's fine.
Sheriff too.
I'm just saying that everybody is
I know,
banged
it's
up,
scary.
and now you're playing the Seahawks in Seattle.
Yeah.
You know who I don't think is tough at all?
Right.
Josh Doxson.
Right.
You know who he's about to face? Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is a good matchup at all for Washington. I think that Washington is a good team, but they're getting beat up right now. And I look at that defense, I think Seattle is starting to find something.
Right.
I really trust Seattle in this game, and I think that, just like I said, there's a Kelvin Benjamin bump for the Bills.
Right.
The Dwayne Brown bump for Seattle in terms of confidence. I think Seattle's going to go out there and look to make a statement.
It does help them, no doubt about it. I am on the other side of that argument, though.
Holy
I'm going 120 on the Washington Redskins. First of all, Washington's defense is good. Plain and simple. They're not going to just let Seattle run up and down the field on them. That's not going to happen. And they don't have to worry about much of a run game. And one thing I've been impressed with Greg Minuski and their defense all year long is their ability to defend the pass. I think that's the one thing that jumps out to me about them, Lefkoe. It is the 12th ranked defense in football. As far as pass defense is concerned, they're the 13th ranked pass defense. Now, I'm picking the Seahawks to win the game. I think that'll happen for sure. And just to make sure, I picked it 24-20 Seahawks.
This is the typical, the Seahawks are favored by too much in Chris Sims' book.
They are. They're just a little too much. So I think they're going to win the game, don't get me wrong. But I just think this Redskin team is a little tougher, a little more physical than people realize. They are going to be on Desperation Island now this week because, yes, it is falling apart from them. The injury scared me, certainly. I'm just kind of gambling on the fact that I think the Redskins will be somewhat healthy on the O-line, and I just think it's too many points for me to say Seattle's going to blow them out and win by more than 7, especially with, Washington's offense. You're exactly right. The missing thing for Washington's offense right now, Jordan Reed's going to be out, so that's gone. But it doesn't kill me because Vernon Davis, he'll be able to do that. Jamison Crowder, Chris Thompson, all good. But yes, Dotson, Terrell Pryor, are the disappointments of that team, for sure. That's the missing link. All their money is really in the offensive side of the ball from that standpoint. They need those guys to show up.
Are you ready for Paul Richardson to catch another huge touchdown?
Well,
it's going to happen.
He might. I don't get it wrong. But again, the Seattle Seahawks defense is also, it's not the same. Just what you just saw on that graphic. It's the 17th rated defense in football. Now, they don't let up a lot of touchdowns. They're very good that way. But I do think Washington's going to move the ball on them. So that's why I just have a hard time believing they're going to go up by more than 7 points. Maybe I'm wrong.
I just, Seattle at home is a different team, and I'm feeling a big Seattle week. Arizona at San Francisco. Boy, it doesn't sound like we're going to see Jimmy Garoppolo, but if there's a chance for the 49ers to get a win, it is this week. 0-8 against Drew Stanton and the Arizona Cardinals. So all those statistics don't really mean much to me.
Yep.
But it says here that the Arizona Cardinals are favored by 2 on the road. I looked at the injury report for San Francisco.
Yeah.
Joe Staley.
Yeah.
Solomon Thomas.
Yeah.
We already know Arik Armstead's gone.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good for Pierre Garçon.
Right.
Arizona isn't a good road team, and Drew Stanton's playing.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Drew fucking Stanton. But guess what?
Yeah.
Won $100 on the Arizona Cardinals for -2. That was all over the place. Drew. The last time out that Drew Stanton really played a full game, you know where it was?
San Francisco?
At San Francisco.
Right.
11 for 28, 124, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
I remember that, yeah.
I think that Drew Stanton has had the bye week to get ready.
Yeah.
And I think that I know that Drew Stanton sucks, and so everyone's getting rid of all of the fantasy players. Larry Fitzgerald, fade him.
Right.
John Brown, Jerron Brown, don't trust him.
Right.
The Niners and C.J. Beathard are really fucking bad.
Yeah.
And I don't think Garoppolo's playing.
No.
And I think that Arizona defense with Tyrann Mathieu and everybody flying around is still really good. And it sucks to say that our favorite coach, Kyle Shanahan, I don't think he's getting the win this week.
Did you bet $100?
$100 on Arizona.
Damn, you bet $100 on trusting the Arizona Cardinals.
I do trust Arizona, and I trust Drew Stanton. I really do.
That is absolutely crazy. Okay, I'm $10, 49ers. This is the week, baby. I'm picking the 49ers to win the game. I'm not betting any money on this.
I wanted it.
Yeah, I gotta go with my man Kyle Shanahan here. First of all, I think he's been putting in the extra work. He texted me at 3 in the morning the other day. So
what did he text you?
I sent him a compliment, and he said, "Thank you, dude."
What was your compliment?
Good job getting Jimmy Garoppolo. I said, right. But it was 3 in the morning, which was 12 on their time. So he's putting in the work to get it done. But regardless, yeah, I don't trust either team. I just look at it, and I'm going with a team that's truly desperate, and I think they're going to look at it and go, we can beat this football team. We should have beat them the first time around in Arizona. And I got no other football reasons for you. I'm just picking my friend to win a desperation game against a team that is all over the fucking place all the time, the Arizona Cardinals.
Adrian Peterson and a healthy Andre Ellington.
Right.
This is a better Cardinals team that we both picked to go to the playoffs. They're coming off of a bye and a really tough loss where they lose Carson Palmer. It's fight, scrap Bruce Arians time. And the fact that I get a team favored against the Niners, an 0-8 team by only 2 points, I just couldn't pass it up.
Okay.
Couldn't pass it up. But I understand it. I know I'm crazy for trusting Drew Stanton, but I make my crazy picks in a weird state of mind. Kansas City at Dallas.
Here it comes something.
Kansas City is
He's excited to talk on this one.
Dano Bordy says, what are you doing up at 3 a.m.? The Chiefs are 6-2. The Ezekiel Elliott-less Cowboys. Are we sure on that now? Is he definitely missing the game?
It's not 100%. I think it's 100% actually.
4-3 Cowboys. Chiefs offense is 3rd. Their defense is 30th in the NFL. Look, you saw Trevor Siemian. He was able to move the ball against them. The Chiefs are favored by 1. Mike Kokona says, here it is. And Mike, you are absolutely freaking right. I'm going $300 on the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a line that I think Vegas is saying, we know that Dallas has the advantage, and I know that I'm playing to the mind of the public better. But it's got to be all Cole Beasley across the middle against the Chiefs, taking advantage of that, and Cole Beasley just had a concussion. I think Kansas City is getting healthy at the right time. Their offensive line was back, and it was actually pretty good against Denver.
Yeah.
Getting their center back, getting their guard, he will be back. Kansas City is going to stretch Dallas horizontally, and I think that, I'd like some guys take some shots deep. I think Tyreek Hill's going to have to make a big play. Dallas really wasn't great against Washington. They were very fortunate about that field goal block and return. And I think that Dallas right now is going to go through some internal turmoil.
Yeah.
I think that everything with the Jerry Jones stuff that's going on, not making a trade, losing Zeke, not being sure, maybe they rally in, but I'm getting a team that I think is a really good football team at -1. I'm going $300 on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not far off, actually. $200 for me, Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Are we simpletons here?
Well, I think I only went 200 because I just do get scared of this. Minus Ezekiel Elliott and all of that, and Ezekiel Elliott's the man, I do just get worried from this simple fact that the Chiefs' run defense is not good, and even with Alfred Morris and Darren McFadden, that the Cowboys will be able to control the clock a little bit and make the game ugly, and then I don't know what happens. That's just what scares me. Right. That what scared me from going all in on Kansas, because I'm with you. When I first saw it, I was like, what? Come on, no Ezekiel Elliott, this defense of the Cowboys, which is good, not great. I mean, it's middle of the road. But then I thought, what makes Dallas really good on defense? And their D-line is what makes them really good on defense. I mean, Zeke, we know that. Their D-line is what makes them really good.
They ain't doing shit on Kansas City.
But Chiefs' O-line is good, so that's going to kind of cancel that out. And then I go, damn. I think of the Rams game and that offensive attack against the Cowboys, and they were up and down the field on the Cowboys. And this is a better attack than the Rams. It's more talent. It's a better running football team. And they have some scarier weapons. So from that standpoint, I just looked at it and said, I don't see how the Dallas Cowboys can win the football game. I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs to win 27-23.
Yes.
But like I said, the reason I didn't go like $400 or $500, it does scare me if they can control the clock. And then all of a sudden you look up and you go, man, Dallas had the ball for 38 minutes during this game, and Kansas City never got in a rhythm and really got to go and got their weapons going. So that'll be the last thing. But I have a hard time believing, without Ezekiel Elliott, that they're going to be able to pull this off.
I think every week I pick one running back that I think is going to have the it week. I think that it could be Todd Gurley, but I really think this is the Kareem Hunt back week, and all those runs where he's almost getting through Denver, he's almost getting through Oakland. I think he breaks it down this week, and I think there's going to be a clip that we're going to see where he beats up Sean Lee, and everyone goes, oh man, Sean Lee's got to leave.
There's just too many. Yeah, there's so many weapons on Kansas City. That's just the one thing. What do you defend? What do you take away? It's hard.
Oakland, Miami, a game that I really didn't want to touch at all. I don't trust either of these teams. Miami trading Jay Ajayi, Oakland looking like a mess. Oakland is favored by 3 right now in Miami, which is very interesting. Miami has the last ranked offense, 7th ranked defense, even though they allowed 40 points to Baltimore, but there were some defensive touchdowns. I am going to go with Miami, $10. I think all the trade rumors, I understand what it's going to do to Miami, but I just trust Adam Gase a little bit more, and they're getting points, and I don't trust the Raiders at all, and I think that defense stinks.
Yeah, I'm with you, and because of that, I'm going a little harder than you. I'm going 200 on the Miami Dolphins.
Are you sure you haven't hit yet?
No.
200?
$200, Miami Dolphins. I think Miami's going to win the football game outright. I'm picking them 23-21. I don't think it's a great matchup for the Raiders. I think it's over for the Raiders. We got to just get over it. Simple, plain and simple. They're not the same team as last year. Yes, I understand Miami has concerns on the offensive side of the ball. They're not great, but Jay Cutler's going to be back. Devontae Parker's healthy. I think Adam Gase, I just think a lot of Adam Gase. I think he's going to get them on the right track with 10 days. He's a tough coach. And I am, plain and simple, if I had to break it down to its simplest form, is what you last said. I'm taking Gase over Del Rio.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And they're at home.
I just can't believe you put $200 on this.
And also, I think the other thing that, Miami's defense is pretty solid unit. You really break them down for the most part. They haven't let up a lot of big plays in the pass game all year. Their front's good. Oakland can't run the ball very good as is. And now that's going to let them focus a little bit more on stopping the pass game. So from that standpoint, I just like the Dolphins in the game. The Raiders are not the same, plain and simple.
Let us now go to the Monday night game.
Monday night.
Detroit, after a game that, man, they really controlled against the Steelers, and they moved the ball wherever they wanted. They just couldn't score.
Right.
Green Bay, after a bye week, what is Hundley and this offense going to look like against a Detroit team that, when you really look at it, man, Detroit has played one of the toughest schedules thus far this year.
They have.
Every single game has been, and I could see Detroit making a run late in the year against some of these weaker teams. It is going to be Detroit favored by 2.5 on the road, and I am going to put $50 on the Detroit Lions. I think that I do not have faith really in this Green Bay team.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to come out with some nice little wrinkles early, but I think that Matt Stafford and Golden Tate and those guys looked great against Pittsburgh, and I think they're going to look. Green Bay is like a poor man's Pittsburgh defense.
Yes.
With crazy blitzes, but they don't have the personnel.
Right.
They don't have the good of coaching.
No.
They don't have the good of defensive line.
Agreed.
And Detroit tore up Pittsburgh's defense. I think that Matt Stafford has himself a day,
Yep.
and I don't really trust Aaron Jones that much yet. So I'm going Detroit because I'm not going to believe in Green Bay until I see that Brett Hundley can do it.
Yeah, right. I'm with you there all the way. I'm going $10 Detroit. I like them to win the game. I believe I picked it 28-24. It is in Green Bay. I do get a hair scare, just the fact of maybe what Green Bay does on offense catches Detroit by surprise a little early, and that, that's why I didn't put a lot of money on it. But at the end of the day, I think the big thing is Green Bay's defense does concern me. Green Bay's run defense not very good. If Detroit has a little bit of a run game, it just makes Matt Stafford in their pass game that much more dangerous, and I think he will have a field day. I mean, it's pretty hard to stop Matt Stafford with anybody. I don't care who you are. I mean, he's that good. So I look at it from that, and then, yes, I don't know what the Green Bay offense is. You've heard me, if you've been listening to me on Bleacher Report the last 3 years, I mean, the offensive system's not very good. It's all about Aaron Rodgers, and until proven otherwise, I can't pick with them or go with them. So I do think Detroit wins this game on the road, 28-24.
Big bets of the week. I bet $200 on New Orleans. You bet $200 on Denver against the Eagles, 8 points. We both bet on Jacksonville, but I put 100 on Jacksonville. I put 100 on the Rams. I put 100 on Arizona. You bet 200 on Kansas City. I bet 300 on Kansas City.
Right.
You put 200 on the Dolphins, and there are 2 swing games.
Yeah.
Huge games.
Right.
I bet 300 on Seattle.
Yeah.
You bet 120 on Washington.
Right.
I bet 100 on Carolina.
Right.
And you bet 500 on Atlanta.
Yep.
Those 2 games, 600, 420, that's $1,020 swing. If you win both or I win both, that's a $1,020 swing in 2 games.
Tune in next Thursday, because I'll be winning, and I'm going to be talking shit.
All right, so let's do my Lefkoe locks.
Yes.
I think I'm going to go New Orleans taking on Tampa Bay -7.
Okay.
I think that's going to be one of the locks that I do.
Right.
I'm not putting Denver as a lock. I think I really want to do Seattle -7.
Okay.
I'm not going to make Arizona a lock. I'm going to make Kansas City a lock. So I'll do Kansas City, Seattle, New Orleans, and I think Jacksonville.
I got no problem with that.
I don't
The
know.
Seattle one's the only one that scares me there.
Is there any other ones that you think I really should? I don't want to make Denver a lock. I don't want to make the Eagles.
I understand that.
Okay. Maybe the Rams? The Rams.
Don't ask me.
I'm going to do the Rams.
I mean, I'm losing to you. So.
I'm going to do New Orleans, the Rams, Seattle, Kansas City.
Great. You got that figured out?
Figured it out. Now, it is time, that exciting moment where Sims gives you 5 teams guaranteed to lose. Last week, Sims, what was your record?
5-0.
5-0, first one of the year, and I think it's going to happen
Was
again.
I really 5-0?
You really were.
Okay.
Sims, where are we starting?
Oh, we're starting with the Horsies. Yeah, Colts can't beat a Texan. Are you crazy? You know why you can't win? Colts, you're going to lose. I guarantee it. Your quarterback's Jacoby Brissett. Their quarterback's Deshaun Watson. I shouldn't have said that because Jacoby Brissett's pretty good, but Deshaun Watson's that awesome. Sorry, Colts, you're going to lose. Welcome to Guaranteed to Lose.
Next one up, he's one of the greatest players of all time.
Yo ho, the Pirates' life for me.
Hey.
Hey, sorry, Tampa Bay. You're a dumpster fire right now, and you got to go to New Orleans and play one of the hottest teams in the game. New Orleans' offense is going to tear Tampa's defense up. Sorry, Tampa. I hate to do it to you, but you're going to be going home on your pirate ship, a loser.
I lose every week that I try and write Buccaneers because I've spelled it wrong every single
Kid
time.
can't even read.
Next one up, he's betting on them, but he's also guaranteed guaranteeing them to lose.
I am guaranteeing them to lose. Have you seen Seattle Seahawks Stadium? Sorry, yes, Washington Redskins, you're gonna lose. You're just not healthy enough for me to say you can win in Seattle. I think you can keep it close. But Russell Wilson, en fuego. It's still the Seahawks defense. Not as en fuego, but still really good. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks. Sorry, Redskins, you're gonna lose.
This is why Sims is funny. He bet $200 on this next team guaranteed to lose. Unreal.
Yes, Denver Broncos, Brock Osweiler, still being paid by the Cleveland Browns. That's part of the reason you're going to lose. You're infiltrated by Brownsness. You lose because of that. And it's Carson Wentz in Pennsylvania. You can't go to Philadelphia and win. You can keep it close because you better. I bet some fake money on you, but you'll lose. Sorry. Sharon Lefkoe told me. I called her earlier today. Then Bruce texted me, Bruce Lefkoe, and he said, "You're right, Chris. The Broncos are going to lose."
They might actually call you. For an Eagles game, they might call you. And lastly, the game that I'm going to be so drunk at tonight that if you come up to me and said, "I love that show that you do with Matt Sims," I'll give you a hug. Sims, what is your pick?
Let's do it together. J-E-T-S. Lose, lose, lose. Sorry. Let's see. Let me try to figure this out. Josh McCown. Nope, I'm taking Tyrod Taylor. Bilal Powell. Oh, no, I'm taking LaShawn McCoy. Yes, sorry, Jets, you're going to lose. I got no other thing to talk about other than McDermott's better than Bowles and Buffalo's good. You're going to lose because I say so. This is my segment. I get to say what I want. Eat it. Live with it. Sorry. See you next week.
Why did you? Oh, here are your guaranteed to losers. Yeah. The Indianapolis Colts, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Washington Redskins.
I've had better showings there.
And the New York Football Jets. Pat Sheridan says, Bills Mafia baby. Corey Burrows is upset.
Right.
He wrote fake money. ?
Yeah.
Why would you lie to them? We use our we take it out of our paycheck. It's direct deposit.
I don't lie to the public. Sorry, public. He's lying to you right now. I'm telling you the truth. It's fake money. Right.
Isn't all money fake?
No.
Life isn't about money.
I have cash in my pocket right now.
Let's see your wad. How much cash, in the comment section, how much cash do you think Chris Sims has in his pocket right now? Closest to it gets to say they got closest to it.
Closest to it.
Let's see. You rock a rubber band.
I do. I rock a hairband. A hairband. Yeah, it's from my wife or my daughter, one of the two.
That's correct.
Let's see what I got.
Sean McManus bets 35. Connor McGinnis says 62. Count it. Don't show it.
Okay.
Brent Lyle says 28. Ian Melberg says $40. And then Caleb Flynn says $6.76.
Man, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'm a baller over here, biatches.
And Dennis Krager says 235.
He's the closest.
Steve Prefo says 5,000. And the answer is.
Oh, it is. What is that? That's I can't.
You serious?
I think I got 160.
No, that wasn't. That was 120.
1, 2,
he can't add.
60, 80, 100.
Okay.
20, 40, 60.
Okay.
Shut your mouth.
Let me count it.
Shut your mouth. But look at that. 2 old 20s in there.
Let me
old
see.
School 20s.
Let me make sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. And look, I made a lot of money today. I made 160, and then I made some other money too. Sims.
Peace out, homies.
Keep listening, guys. If you're listening to the podcast, if you're on Facebook Live, download it. I just had an awesome interview with Stephon Diggs. It's great. We talked about how Sam Bradford would celebrate touchdowns, and he is our new celebration expert. We're going to bring him in, and he's going to judge with us from now on.
Okay, I like that.
He's awesome. So enjoy that. Have a great weekend. Good luck picking your games. Mike Hokenes, good luck to you too. Everybody out there, love you. For Sims.
Peace out, homie.
Fedrick would say good evening, and I will say the Lefkoe.
Man.
Talk to you later.